What's up, gamers? Gonna do a quick unboxing today of the Model O wireless. In my last video I said this video was gonna be a review of the Model O wireless. Well, I lied. It's just gonna be an unboxing. Review is probably gonna come next week once I've had a chance to actually use it quite a bit. Maybe 2 weeks. I want to get a little bit of mileage behind it before I actually post a review just to see how it goes. So we're going to jump into unboxing, but first I have an ad read. Alright, so now that's out of the way, let's go ahead and unbox this beast. I can't tell you how excited I am to start using this, just because I love the original Model O for the time when it came out, just because you didn't have to trade your kidney for a final mouse anymore. Alright, well, this might come as a shock, but it looks a lot like my regular Model O. Alright, so there it is. I did order the matte black version. It doesn't come in a gloss yet, it just comes in matte, black, and white. Okay. Trying to get the... There we go. Got the dongle, got the dock. So that's what that looks like. It's nice that it's USB-C. Set that aside. It's out of the way. Alright, so we have the charging cable. The charging cable is the Ascended cable. It's the same cable that comes on the Model O currently. When the Model O originally launched, it did not have this cable. It had a pretty shitty cable, but it's been upgraded. And it's been that way for a long time, so if you've gotten a Model O recently, it's going to be the same thing as what's on your original Model O. So if you want to use this in wired mode, it's not going to be a problem at all, just because it's a good cable. Alright, so next up, you have a glorious PC pamphlet card that doesn't tell you shit. Alright, you also get a sticker, which is going to go there, and a gel sack. Alright, so you get a quick start guide that tells you the DPI steps. The DPI steps are 400, 800, 1600, which is the default, and 3200. I'm going to need to go ahead and change that to the blue setting, which is 800, since that's what I use. It's nice when 800 is common, but I really love it when I don't have to install any software to just change the DPI with the built-in memory. That's always kind of a plus for me, for sure. So, alright. Whoa. Let's get that out of the way. And let's pull out the regular Model O. Okay. And just do some comparisons quick. So, first, move that. Let's go ahead, compare the triggers here. When you're just clicking the mouse kind of normally, they feel pretty similar. But I can tell you right now, the Model O has way less slide play. The Model O wireless, excuse me. The new one, the black one here, has a lot less side play than my original Model O. Those triggers are pretty sloppy. Let's try pre and post travel. It has a little bit of pre and post travel. Not too bad. Definitely less than my original Model O, but to be fair, I am comparing the Model O wireless to, a regular Model O that has a shit ton of mileage on it. So this thing has been pretty beat up over several months of hard Fortnite use, admittedly. I don't like to admit that I used to play a shit ton of Fortnite, but I did. And occasionally I still play every now and again, but don't tell anyone. Alright, so let's compare the scroll wheels next. So my Model O is a little rattly, but the one thing I like about the Model O scroll wheel is it takes more pressure to actuate it. It doesn't take much force at all, Most people, though, will probably like that this is easier to actuate the scroll wheel click by clicking it in. Not me in particular. I really like quite a bit of resistance on my scroll wheel because I use a lot of key bindings on scroll wheel up as well as scroll wheel down. And I never want to accidentally click in the scroll wheel, especially in any sort of intense situation, just because I have a tendency to kind of squeeze a little bit harder on my mouse than normal in those situations. Just can't help it. Kind of is how I'm wired. All right, so the DPI buttons, it's in the same spot as the regular Model O, right in the middle here between the two triggers. This actually maybe shows up a little bit better, but it's in the same spot as this mouse here. The indicator is also on the bottom. It's on the right-hand side of the sensor. On the left-hand side of the sensor, you'll see is the on-off switch. All right, so let's compare the side buttons. They look identical. There's a little more play on my Model O. They feel a little tighter on the Model O wireless. It just seems like it was maybe made with a little bit more tolerances or less tolerance in the manufacturing process. They just feel a little bit more snug, which is nice. I never minded the buttons on the Model O. This just seems to make them a little bit better, so that's always great. So let's compare the skates now. They have some nice blue film on there. Oh my god. All right, well, fast forward 20 minutes and I'm done taking this shit off. Okay. Don't worry, three-fourths the way there. All right. Get out of here. Okay. Ooh, they feel smooth. Yeah, these feel good. Yeah, can you hear? Hopefully you guys can hear how scratchy this shit is. But my regular Model O skates, they're pretty damn scratchy. Again, I probably ground these things down over time. Yeah, they look pretty scuffed. Not gonna lie to you guys. So a new Model O, if you bought one now, it probably would feel similar to the Model O wireless, maybe. But the skates on the Model O wireless feel really good. Okay, I just want to compare it to the Endgame XM1 quick. Actually, they feel just as smooth. And I love the skates on the XM1, so yeah, that's awesome. So I think that covers it. I know shape is pretty subjective and it's a personal preference. I've always liked the shape of the Model O. So I really think I'm going to love this mouse. It feels good, feels smooth. Everything about this mouse feels better to me than the regular Model O. And it's wireless and only weighs 2 more grams. And it's $80. That is insane. God, I'm so excited for this. And it's just amazing that Glorious is producing this quality of a wireless mouse for $80. I mean, a Razer Viper now is $150, although now they've probably dropped the price. I haven't looked at them in a good bit. The GeoPro Wireless now, I think because the super light's out, it's down to $130. Yeah, so overall, really excited to use this mouse. So guys, go ahead, check back, a week from now, maybe 2 weeks. It really just depends on how much time I get to use this mouse. But in 2 weeks, I should have a full review for you. And as long as it goes well over these 2 weeks, we might have a new contender for a main mouse for a while for me, at least until I buy the next one, which is probably going to happen sooner or later because I have a problem. So that's all I have for you guys. I'll talk to you in a couple weeks, and we'll see you then.